Bueno, uno o dos tengo, pero ya. Ya, entonces eso ya era un indicativo. Si tú ves que en la barba te salen canas y en la cabeza no, ya es cuando tienes que hacerte la idea. Yo al menos he leído eso. En cambio, si te empiezan a salir canas en el pelo, las personas que acaban teniendo, que acaban siendo canosas, ¿vale? Teniendo canas, suelen ser, que no quiere decir que no, ¿eh? Pero suelen ser menos propensas a tener la alopecia. Pero yo lo que he dicho, o sea, lo suyo es raparse. No hagas como otras personas que lo que hacen es dejarse el poco pelo que les queda, en plan con una coronita. Es horrible, o sea, no, o sea, mi consejo es mejor rapado. Rapado, y ya está. O sea, de hecho hay personas que están rapadas que no les queda mal. O sea, tienes ejemplos, La Roca, Bruce Willis, am, Don Limpio. Bueno, quitando ese. Ahora no caigo. ¿Cómo se llama? El Jason Strahan. Am, pero que yo ya asumí que iba a quedarme calvo. Yo antes tenía el pelo largo. Hostia, entonces eso tiene que doler más, ¿no? ¿Te gustan los calvos, eh? No, simplemente te estoy diciendo ejemplos de personas que son calvos, ¿vale? Y no, o sea, no lo... Que tú lo ves y dices, hostias, qué puto feo. No, o sea... Sino al revés, que a lo mejor lo ves con pelo y lo ves raro incluso, ¿sabes? Entonces... Luego también puede ser al revés, viceversa. O sea, obviamente hay personas calvas que son muy feas o que no les queda bien. Pero yo también pienso que es por la constitución. Obviamente, si una persona está con sobrepeso o tiene peso de más, la cara la tiene entonces más redondita y entonces se ve peor. ¿Sabes por dónde voy? En cambio, si te pones más musculado, más tipo mazao y estás delgado, pues entonces las facciones de la cara suelen ser más delgadas, más remarcadas. Mi cara parece un melón, hostia. Entonces te toca ir al gym. Vale. Se celebra el banquete. Los miembros estaban reunidos en un banquete que se celebraba en la casa de campo de la cofradía. Qué casualidad. Justamente la del sospechoso. No llevaba consigo ningún arma. Se escuchan dos disparos. Vale. Testimonio. No llevaba consigo ningún arma aquel día.
Something's not right.
¿Cómo?
The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thought. However, in the end, he reconsidered. And unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already
Tipo la forma de mi cabeza. De cara estoy bien, eso sí. Lo que he hecho ahora es culo y piernas. Sí, peso 88-89. ¿Cuánto medías? Los testigos llegan a la escena del crimen. Vale, aquí sí sería lo del arma. ¿Cómo que no, tío? Ah, lo de la ropa.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus.
Claro, entonces ahora mismo necesitó llevar a cabo el asesinato y le pidió ayuda. Hostia, ese es Hadkes. Oh, pobrecito, no, soy muy jovencito, ¿eh? 2 metros y 6, gran altura. Es verdad que tú eres muy alto. Hostia, 2 metros. Tendrá dolores de espalda, ¿no? Una tercera persona asesinó de repente a Jacques. E intentó atacar a Calas, pero este le arrebató la pistola durante el forcejeo y lo mató de un disparo. Vale. Aquí es donde metemos el agua.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards, but now it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
Lo que jugamos.
Realizing this, the true culprit caused
Tú eres
the hired
bajito.
assassin to
Yo
dissolve
mido
into
unos
water,
77.
leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true
Que me hubiese
version
gustado
of
medir un
events.
80. Sí, pero bueno, por 3 centímetros. No me puedo quejar. Te saco una cabeza. Sí, pero porque tú eres un gigante, no se ha jodido. Que mides 2 metros con 6. Vamos a ver. Eres Pau a Sol. Ay, yo no puedo hacer nada.
Ah, so that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea?
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you...
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated...
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2 things. 1, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very...
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should...
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around...
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a...
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you do, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had...
I thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but at that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth, what was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of...
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter, but what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone? Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and...
So, you mean to say... Your father intended to die, and...
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarande, you should tell us the truth about him.
So... During the duel, did you believe that Callus was...
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives in my line of work. I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearance.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but...
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. And, at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because the culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already... Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and
Ahí
the
está
trial.
la clave. Por eso sospeché de este tío. Cuando dijo que él sí estuvo en el juicio, fue el único de los tres que lo estaba. Por tanto, era el único que tenía el control de matar a la persona que estaba hablando y así silenciarla. Es que no hay más.
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both of... On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor...
Don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list. Alas, who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a... But if I were to dismiss this completely, you'd also think I'm not being considerate of your feelings. Do you know what the biggest flaw in your reasoning is?
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyway.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and work in some trade. My business only thrived when... But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
I do apologize, Demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to check the date of my first business license against the first known case of this? You can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the... Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in...
Seems like she got the wrong guy. At this rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing...
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things.
This isn't just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that the people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and many people's images are flashing before my eyes. And whose image do you see, Mars? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never...
No, la ha pillado, la ha pillado.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Bueno, pues estamos aquí otra vez. ¿Qué pasó, Fox? ¿Qué es esto? Ajustes de equipo. Se viene, ¿no?
I will have order. Stabilize.
Witness the power of Guhua. Huh? Rain outline.
Frost is coming.
Nada, lo que juego no tiene sentido. Voy a descansar un ratillo que luego curro y así no te entretengo más y disfruto de esto. Vale, yo seguiré por aquí. Yo seguiré. Lo que sí voy a hacer, que voy a hacerme un cafecito. No aguantar más. Así que espero que te hayas entretenido y divertido, que sé, ¿no? Y eso, que descanses. Que como no me quieres, me voy. Nada, es coño. Pero bueno. Pues eso, voy a aprovecharme a un cafecito. Ahora vengo, putitas. Se paseó bien. ¿Qué va? Si yo... Ya sabes que yo aburro. Yo aburro hasta los duendes. Mira. Os dejo admirando aquí la carita del niño de hielo. Ahora vengo.
It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult. Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to. I want to spend some time at the bottom of the sea, in peace and total silence. It's easy to fix a machine when you know how it's built and how it works. But people, they're much more difficult. Wherever the tide takes me, so long as the light of the hearth still shines, I'll always have a home to return to.
Coño, yo no he hecho eso. Vale.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Ojo, dos protogemaza,
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Literal, no se caía ni debajo del agua, hasta en el agua habla. Lo que juego, chaval.
The water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Mientras no me salte ningún cofre.
Spring forth!
Rain cutter. Time to act.
Dead reckoning! Hair! Get in gear! Frost is coming! Get in gear! Hair! Frost is coming!
Rain outlines your fate.
Now the path is clear. Let's go.
La pregunta es, ¿encontraremos las pruebas?
Solidify! by.
Witness the power of Gawa. Know my sword. Rain outlines your...
Commencing cleanup. Getting gear.
O sea, este tío, cuando lo tenga bien farmeado, va a ser una barbaridad también.
Frost is coming. Getting gear. Gather. Tear. Getting gear. Tear.
After all that, we finally made it to the
Ya pensaba que iba a ser más larga la dungeon, ¿eh?
Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find...
Obviamente, se supone que está en el juicio, si no.
What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are... Huh? You mean the girls from the series, and then they were turned into all the boxes of things, these names.
Una caja de objetos en la que los nombres son los de los casos de las chicas desaparecidas. Es la prueba de que fue su última parada. Tenemos más cosas, no hay un cofrecito por aquí, ¿verdad? Vale, hay muchas más cosas por aquí.
Let's see what's written here. Nothing is... Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Cap. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Obviamente.
We still have not determined the exact content of the key from the old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only... I concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so...
Una pista que parece indicar que el verdadero culpable no creía en Jacques. No iba a cumplir la orden y envió a una tercera persona para garantizar la muerte de ambos.
Oh, look! There's an important-looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating...
Estanque del mar primigenio. El verdadero culpable utiliza la agua para crear synth y para hacer que la gente se disuelva. Returbio, ¿no? A ver primero esto.
Whoa! There's so much synth here! And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the mixing in progress. Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep, it's super up.
Es un fármaco capaz de crear una embriagadora sensación de felicidad durante un breve periodo de tiempo. también tiene fuertes efectos secundarios.
What's this over here? Looks like some kind of plate. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that how can someone write something that terrible and you read the rest? Paimon's too scared to keep going.
El objetivo del investigador era salvar a Bichneire, su amada.
So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Aparece escrito el nombre de Butcher. Vale. Ya cobra sentido. La Oceánida era la primera chica. La que se convirtió. O sea, se desvaneció. Y el causante fue su novio.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in
Claro,
the
por eso
serial
la vio desvanecerse.
disappearances
Era el único
case.
testigo.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his love... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want... In any case, Paimon will write it all down. We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were... Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his... No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is, probably that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't...
Pero...
You take that side, and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully. Look. Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either. Whoa, really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vache's
Un
lover's
diario.
name? Then you found her diary. Aw. It's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet.
¿Qué pone ahí? Lufaya.
So many! A whole page's worth! The final name she decided, Marcel.
Ponía Marcel.
Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's
Claro, por
grown
eso el
son?
tío sabía que tenía la coartada. De que como... No, yo es que he llegado en X tiempo. ¿Cómo iba a ser yo si las desapariciones? Claro, macho. Porque eres el hijo. Llevan años con esto. Pero claro, no tendría sentido de... ¿Desde cuándo hay desapariciones?
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that. Navia! We're back! As expected of my partner.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the...
¿Dónde están las pistas? Ah, vale, están aquí. Ya lo tenemos pillado.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vacher.
A la detective Conan.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything. After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes. You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vacher.
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been...
This information regarding your past also dismantled... Well, Marcel, do you know where you... You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the... So, you never noticed how he changed.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise...
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
Ah, ya está confesando.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes?
Pero será rastrero y qué derecho le da, tío. O sea, vamos, qué derecho le da a matar a otras personas. No me vale, no me vale. Es una excusa barata, hombre. A la cárcel.
No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even they said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vinier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice. Your beloved drama. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place. So I can't be dissolved.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve! Can't dissolve! Do you all see? I can't go, I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, I did all of that. And in the end, that accursed callous, I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by...
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Go...
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! Venier, please, Venier. Don't think badly of me.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia...
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the series. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rasula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rasula for many years, Vache decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vache expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial. The Oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
Obviamente, culpable, ¿no?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Obviamente.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case...
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken...
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to... He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
A ver, es que es normal. Tienes que pensar que esa persona se supone que era de la familia, tal. Se llamaba... Así que es lógico. A ver, por un lado está feliz de que haya pillado al asesino, pero por otro lado le duele saber que era la persona en la que más confiaba. Con la que conocía desde que tiene uso de razón. Y encima duele más saber que el padre ha muerto por culpa de una persona en la que confiaba.
Demoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come.
Yeah. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula still...
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been... Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict...
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side...
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia, the guilty party, has been identified. And thus, it is... We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Huele mal esto. Esto pinta muy mal.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is... guilty.
No tiene sentido.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually—
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the Oratrice might have just
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final. Guards, please take the suspect into custody.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Neuvillette, what's going on? She may have been—
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation. However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system, all I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Don't tell me. You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed end. Of course, for every performance, there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've everything he's done. Not to mention the danger. All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble... Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the
Vamos,
lead actress,
que no tiene ni
I
puta
shall
idea
be
de
the
por qué
first
pasa
to
esto.
take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did you?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as...
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, well, after all, he's done plenty of bad stuff. So he should have known. Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette! That power you showed when you took him down.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability...
Vamos. que canónicamente este es mucho más poderoso que el Tartas. Al menos antes de que transformarse en la fase final. Si hubiese sido la fase final... A ver, ahí creo que tendría que meter mano al Arconte, ¿no? Pero como le atizó por la espalda antes de que se transformara, pues... También un poquito rata eso, ¿no? Me pegó por detrás. Por aquí he visto... Para hacer una captura de estas...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him! Traveler! Hey, Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll... No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry.
In that case, I shall leave him in...
Thank you, Your Honor.
¿Qué ha puesto ahí? ¿En serio? Pues nada, habrá que empezar esa misión. Es increíble lo de este juego. Supera por momento.
Charlotte? Who's her friend, and what are they chatting about?
Be pleased with the cherry on top, Charlotte! Journalist extraordinaire! I read that a gang of criminals tricked the Gardamex by disguising themselves as blubber beasts. I've invested all my savings into graph adversarial technology, and even I'm begging you like the beggiest. I need you to calm down a little, Miss Lapine, Pauline. I admire your passion for your research, and I don't mean to dash your hope, but I'm afraid I'm not joking. The Blubber Beast incident was a short story mailed to
It sounds like they're just discussing a story, but why does this Miss Lapine
Funnily enough, I actually remember being in a meeting where the editing team was debating the potential risk of misleading the public with this story. But to our surprise, they fully supported us printing it. They figured that the false intel would be a great way to dupe potential In truth, Gardamex are extremely sophisticated in their capabilities. They can identify criminals just as reliably as the best human guards. Since we ran that story, the Maison Gardiennage has made a slew of arrests, including, one phantom blubber beast, a titanic red-crowned finch, and a Spectre Man. So I knew this story had helped out law enforcement, but this is the first time I'm learning of an innocent citizen being deceived by it, and investing so much mora for nothing.
Uh-oh. She really sounds like she's in... Hey, Charlotte!
Traveler, Paimon, it's you! I was in the area taking some photos for a story when I got to talking to Miss Lapine Pauline. She read an article in the Steambird about a criminal who evaded Gardamex detection by disguising themselves as a blubber beast. Inspired by this story, she spent a lot of mora researching counter-criminal image recognition technology. Her aim was to she was hoping I could write an article to spread awareness about image recognition technology. She even paid me for the article and gave me one of her but unfortunately, it was just a fictional story, and her efforts and aspirations were all in vain. I tried to let her down gently, but she's fine.
This is a new situation for us, too. It's such a pity. It seems like the author was only trying to make the story interesting, and the Maison Gardiennage only...
Wait, Miss Lapine Pauline? What?
I'm gonna pick a fight with a Gardamex, head to the opera at Biclez, and get a one-way ticket to the Fortress of Marrow. That way, I won't have to repay my debts. It's the only way I can afford to...
Whoa, there's no need to go that far. I mean, come on, look at you. You wouldn't even dent the Gardamex armor. In all likelihood, they don't actually... Instead of going into the technicalities of that, how much did you actually...
270,000.
Okay, well, escaping to the Fortress of Maripede over a sum like that seems...
Not anymore. I used to be an equipment supplier to the Fontaine Research Institute before that blew to pieces. It's not just my savings that are gone. It's my whole future as a graph adversarial technology specialist. My life is over.
Don't despair, Miss Lapine Pauline. I think I know a way for this prototype you've given me. The camera lens for image recognition sample collection. It's really quite something. You said you designed it specifically for high-fidelity image. The rapid focal length adjustment is a very useful function in its own right. It's sure to make many journalists' jobs much easier. So your research efforts thus far are by no means in vain. The technology you've developed...
Really?
Absolutely. I've been working as a journalist for the Steambird for a long time now. No one understands the issues we journalists face on a day-to-day basis, so keep calm, take heart, and start thinking about mass production. In the meantime, I'll show your invention to all my colleagues to drum up in...
I can't believe if this is true, then I can look into setting up a whole camera lens development pipeline. Maybe I should consider taking out another loan. That way, I can rapidly...
Come on! Stop daydreaming about your pipelines for a minute. Just take it one step at a time and see how it goes. There's no sense in putting...
And I can probably speak to some people I know and license my image recognition device to a workshop to raise some funds. I can't believe I didn't think of this sooner. There's no time to lose. I need to get to work. Early bird gets the worm.
Can you believe her? She just read... Paimon's pretty sure our advice went in one ear and out the other.
It's understandable. When inspiration and passion strike at the same time, it's all too easy to throw yourself headfirst into your work But don't you worry. I'm gonna write an article on all this and I'll be checking in on her regularly. Her research has the potential to benefit the entire journalistic community. I'll give her plenty of input to...
It's reassuring to know that you'll be looking out for her, Charlotte.
Actually... You know what? Why don't you two take this prototype? It takes the right person to get the most out of a new technology. In your hands,
Thanks a lot, Charlotte. What a nice surprise. We were just curious about what you guys were talking about. Totally.
You're welcome. I got something out of this too. The beginnings of the boundaries between real news reports and news-like fiction must not be blurred. Yes, that's how I'll phrase it to the editors when I give them my feedback. Let's hope we don't mislead any more well-meaning citizens in the future.
Vale, a ver si ahora podemos continuar con la misión.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage?
Vache.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Vinier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! I'm here! Where are you, Vinier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for—
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vinier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vinier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You look a lot older than I remember.
It's been more than 20 years. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you, Vinier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live with—
But Vache, if you ask me—
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier— If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have— If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache.
You— Wait, you are not Vinier.
You're right. I am not Vinier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand. As our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea. And we were no longer in— I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vinier.
Why? But then, where is Vinier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that— But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? You are a liar, a heartless murderer,
and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is from the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignere's, she has...
No! Yeah, she can't hate me.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignere. But on top of that, she also said that because... She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Drown.
Returbia esta parte, me flipa. Qué pena que estas cosas no pasen en la verdad, ¿eh?
Finally, we
Y
have
los
some
asesinos
time to do
paguen.
shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Ah, well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up and...
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimons are...
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a...
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days now.
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was right to put my face... Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left... well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew...
Huh? So you know Charlotte too?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness. Secret Tales of the Yellow Robe. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence...
Now that's another thing to look forward to.
Oh, and in other news...
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clorinde gave tests. It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clorinde wasn't actually a bad person.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public. Oh, actually, there's...
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened. And on top of that, just how much... That...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too! We also think Callus is a...
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather...
Yeah, you're right. This is where my father's grave is.
Huh? There's someone there already.
Hmm?
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no... I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the chief...
In that case, I will stop apologizing.
You really could use some pointers on understanding. In any case.
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over. There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living, which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, but Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisive. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being... So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh?
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not what...
Didn't I just say you don't...
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would... Oh, no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad. Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him? Paimon's really
what are you saying, Paimon?
Well, aren't you not supposed to fly him?
Huh?
Hey, traveler! Why did you mess with Paimon again?
Se lo ha creído. Ah, no está mal este personaje. Tiene carisma, ¿no? Y un par de buenas intenciones.
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to...
We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can...
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as...
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vacher and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life.
Huh. So it really was where everything began.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet. What Vacher discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But If that's the case, then why would people...
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be... Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Furina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the verse?
That's right! It was...
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice, but rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words, the former.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon?
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels, and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. Speaking of the prophecy, Furina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Furina.
But with Furina being the way she is, can we really try...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about? My apologies. My investigation has still not reached its... However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not...
But you also...
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanic as a divinely created mechanism. The people's unified faith in the concept of justice. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. Based on Furina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to blow... While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will...
If you ask Paimon, the only compensation he'll want is a no-hold...
Is there anything else you'd like? Your sibling, another blonde-haired traveler. I'm sorry, but if she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter. Is there anything else? Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well.
All right, you've... Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.